All right, so I think we can get started. So if people join a little bit later, they can also watch the recording. I want to welcome everybody here. Let's see. Second, I'm so sorry. Let me just move. All right. All right, so welcome everybody. I am thrilled to see so many of you join us today for our Lunch and Learn Export Grants for Colorado Manufacturers. And I'm really pleased here that I'm joined by Sophia Gonzalez from Office of Economic Development and International Trade. And let me first give you a rundown of what we're going to cover today. My name is Tanya.Arnt, and I'm a director of a global trade activator here at World Trade Center Denver. I will tell you a little bit about World Trade Center Denver as well. And as I mentioned, I am joined by Sophia Gonzalez here from OEDIT. So thank you so much for being here. And we will cover 5 grants today. We'll start with introduction, so I'll let Sophia to introduce herself shortly. But then we're going to cover the Governor's Award for Excellence in Exporting. Then we're going to move on to STEP Grant, then Advanced Industries Export Grant, Global Consultant Network, and World Trade Center Denver GTA Tuition Reimbursement Grant that is actually also supported by OEDIT. We will share a couple of success stories, and we'll have some time for Q&A. During the last year, we have been receiving a lot of questions. So again, when Sophia gonna present some of those grants, I will ask further questions. So hopefully, at the end of this webinar, you will have all your questions answered, and that you can take opportunities and take advantage of all these funds that are available for you. All right. And first of all, I did want to introduce you to World Trade Center Denver. We are a business network and services organization dedicated exclusively to international business success of companies in Colorado region. We have 35 years of experience in trade education, and we have received multiple awards. And first and foremost, we're a network organization. So I hope all of you are in our network. And if you're not, I'd love to pose a question and ask you why not. There is, we work with a lot of partners, with a lot of government partners, some other companies, plus, there are other companies and who are also working in international business, and I hope you can take advantage of that as well. We are also a global network, so there are 320 World Trade Centers around the world. We just actually, Karen Gurwitz, I think she's here, who is the president of World Trade Center Denver, just came back from the General Assembly out of India. So again, you don't have to do it alone, and I hope you can enjoy the network here. All right, with that, I'm gonna now transition it to Sophia. Sophia, maybe you can first introduce yourself, and then we're gonna dive into our first grant.
Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this Lunch and Learn. So my name is Sophia Gonzalez, and I'm the International Export Grant Manager within the Global Business Development Division at OEDIT. So the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade is an office of the governor. And then within our specific Global Business Development Division, which I'm a part of, our focus is to attract, support, and retain Colorado businesses. And so one way that we do that is through our export programs, which I directly manage. So today I'll be talking about a few of our different export programs, how they work. Most of them are in the forms of grant funding, but really excited to share all of this information with you all. So the first opportunity that I'd like to share is the Governor's Award for Excellence in Exporting. So OEDIT actually coordinates this award and has done so for since its inception. And so this award is to recognize Colorado companies that have exported products or services for at least 2 years. And so we actually partner with World Trade Center Denver to present this award at the annual World Trade Day. So we are actually currently accepting applications or nominations from companies that are eligible for this program. So in order to be eligible, a company must either be headquartered or have at least 50% of employees in Colorado and have been exporting domestically or internationally for at least 2 years. And so we actually extended the deadline for this. It was meant to close today, but we did extend it for 2 more weeks through March 26th. And so companies are able to self-nominate themselves and apply directly for this award, or you can nominate a company that you think would be a great fit for this award. And so the company that is selected at the end of the application cycle is recognized, like I mentioned, at World Trade Day, and they will receive a letter and an award from the governor that day. And so for this award, we actually work with our various export partners to review the different applications we receive, and that committee ultimately makes the decision. And so this is not necessarily limited for small companies or large companies, so everyone is welcome to apply. And based on the application pool, we determine whether we'll have like one award only, or for example, last year we had a small business award and then a large business award.
And Sophia, so how can companies self-nominate?
Yes, they can. So companies, again, can either self-nominate or others can nominate a company on their behalf.
And what's the process? Like, where do they need to go in order to start the process?
Yeah, definitely. So we have an OEDIT application portal. And so you do need to have or create an account within our OEDIT portal. And so if you have never applied for a program through our office, it will take a little bit of time to activate your account. But once you log in, you would go to the export tile or export section, and that's where you would find not only this application, but all of the export programs that I'll be talking about today.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you have questions more about this particular program, feel free to add your questions in the comments, and we will have additionally about 15 minutes at the end to answer any of the questions you might have. Also, just because I feel like it's very timely about World Trade Day, we are getting ready for our World Trade Day. That's our largest conference. It's attended anywhere between 600 and 800 people. So it's going to be on May 29th this year. So if you are in town, I think that's the event, and that's the industry event that you should not miss. Hope you save the date and come to the event. The registration is already open. So All right, let's move on to the next one.
Perfect. So the next program that I'll be talking about is the State Trade Expansion Program, or STEP as we refer to it. So this grant is federally funded by the SBA in order to support the international business development activities of small businesses in Colorado. So we, as OEDIT, apply competitively every year for this award and then administer the funds through our office. And so we actually share this grant with the Colorado Department of Agriculture as well with their international division. And so we have basically two different use of funds through this grant. So a company can apply through our general application to help offset the costs of their independent international business development activities. And when I say international business development activities, it encompasses quite a few things. So it could be attending a trade show with international presence, website development, traveling to meet with potential international customers, search engine optimization, translation of marketing materials, and it's a really a long list of eligible activities under this. So companies can apply through the general application to do this, or we have a track where we participate at about 5 trade shows every year, and so it is funded through STEP. So we also invite companies to apply to participate in our trade shows. And so additionally, I mentioned that we share the grant with the Department of Agriculture, and they use this funding to also attend their specific trade shows that are focused on food and beverage and the food and beverage industry. So here you can see a list of the trade shows that we have either already attended this year or are still pending. So for 2024 calendar year, in January, we attended Arab Health, which is a medical technology show in the UAE. We attended Photonics West, which is a laser, optics and quantum show in San Francisco. We just attended the Singapore Air Show 3 weeks ago now. And so that was an aerospace and defense show. We attended JEC World last week, which is a composites or advanced materials show in Paris. In April, we will be attending Hanover Messe, which is a huge advanced manufacturing and industrial technology show in Germany. And then in September of this year, we will be attending Green Expo in Mexico City, and that's a clean tech show. And so for all of these trade shows, we invite Colorado companies to co-exhibit with us. So if you look at the top photo, that shows an example of what a booth might look like and what it means to co-exhibit within the Colorado booth. So the companies that co-exhibit with us receive a branded counter within the Colorado booth. We cover the cost of all registration, booth costs, furniture, graphics, co-exhibitor fees, and then we also offer a stipend to all of our companies that are co-exhibiting to help offset the costs of travel. So participating at a trade show is a really great opportunity for smaller companies that maybe can't participate just because exhibiting at a trade show can be very cost prohibitive. So, typically, if you look at the photo of the booth at the top, that's about a $60,000 booth. And so we're covering the cost of that. So there's great value in participating in these shows. And in the markets where we do have consultants, we also offer like those B2B services for all of the companies that are selected to exhibit with us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sophia. I just think there are so many opportunities, and I hope that you can take advantage of them. But we receive, because we work with companies who also getting ready for international expansion, and there are always a lot of questions about steps. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to ask a couple.
Mhm.
I'm going to go back slide.
Perfect.
There we go. So first question I have is, how many times can you apply for this grant?
Yes, that's a great question. So, as you can see in the top of the slide, we put that the maximum award you can receive is $10,000 per grant cycle. So, if you applied for a grant and let's say you only received, I don't know, $3,000 for your award, you can continue applying until you hit that $10,000 threshold in one grant cycle. That grant cycle does run from October through August. And then your eligibility basically resets once a new cycle a grant cycle begins.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And then, so in terms of here, the application cycle and, so 4 to 6 week review process, can you provide a little bit more details in terms of, like, do I need to know what my expenses are or what that look like? What exactly do I need to have ready in order to apply?
Yes, definitely. That's a great question. So this is a reimbursement grant. So it means that well, let me back up a bit. So in order to apply for this program or for this grant, you already have to have an international business development activity in mind that you're requesting funding for. So we like to see specific applications. So let's say a company is interested in applying for funding to attend a trade show. And this trade show is in June of this year. So in order to apply for this grant, the company would need to apply at least 4 to 6 weeks in advance of when that activity would actually begin or take place. So if the trade show is in June, they could basically apply between now and May in order to have ample time for us to review and evaluate their application. So then that means they would, if they are selected and approved, they would receive a notice of award. At that time, the company can actually begin spending the money that they requested through the grant. And then after the trade show is completed, they would submit a reimbursement request to us, and we would reimburse them up to their total award amount and for the activities that were approved in their official notice of award funding letter that they would receive at the time of being approved. So when companies submit an application, yes, they do need to have an idea of their expenses, because one of the sections of the application is a budget. And so that's how we see, like, in addition to their like export description in their application, we see a budget that would align with, like, to see exactly what they're requesting funding for.
Fantastic. And is STEP grant somehow restricted by industries?
No, so the STEP grant is industry agnostic. So you could be selling soap or rocket ships. There is no specific industry for the STEP grant.
Great. And again, I'll talk later about different programs that we have, but again, I just, that's why we work together, I think, and partner with different organizations, because, we have the program that actually prepares you for that. So then when you go forward with your application, you actually have all your ducks in a row and, can fully take advantage of that. So, all right, let's see. I think those are the main questions I had about STEP, but I'm sure our audience probably have more questions, so feel free to add them in the chat. We'll come back to it. And we are moving on to the next one.
All Right, perfect. So the next grant that I'll be talking about is the Advanced Industries Export Accelerator Grant. So this program or grant is very similar to STEP in that it serves the same purpose to offset the cost of Colorado companies that are conducting international business development activities. But the main difference is that basically this is like our state-funded version of STEP, if you will. And this grant is specifically for companies in the advanced industries. So, what are the advanced industries? They include aerospace, advanced manufacturing, bioscience, electronics, energy and natural resources, which includes clean tech, infrastructure engineering, technology and information. And I think that's all of them. And so there are 7 total. And so that's the main difference between the AI Export Accelerator Grant and the STEP grant is that, this grant is not industry agnostic. There are specific industries. There has to be, some advanced component of the product or service that the company is seeking to export. So there has to be a proprietary aspect or a novel aspect to qualify as being in the advanced industry space. So the maximum award a company can receive through this program is $15,000 per grant cycle. And that grant cycle is in line with the state fiscal year, which is July 1st through June 30th. And another main difference is that this grant does require a match component. So, and that's 1-to-1. So let's say a company is interested in, again, applying for a trade show. They're requesting $10,000 total in their budget. We would only be able to reimburse up to $5,000, granted that they demonstrate at the time of reimbursement also a total spend of $10,000. So there's that 1-to-1 match that they're responsible for. And so for all of these programs, we basically accept applications on a rolling basis until funds are exhausted or, it's the end of the grant cycle, whichever happens first. And so the eligibility criteria is a little bit different here, but generally still focused on small companies, small businesses that are located in Colorado and looking to export their products and services abroad.
And Sophia, so so now we just went through STEP grant and requirements, right? And that's industry agnostic. So just kind of wanted to reiterate, so the company can apply for both.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's nothing in the rules that say you can only apply to one. So yes.
Okay. And it's the same. So as soon as the application cycle is over, they are again eligible to apply again the next year.
Correct.
Okay. And the review process is the same. And are the activities any different, or they're for the most part kind of the same activities that are in STEP grant?
For the most part, they're the same. I think with the Advanced Industries Export Accelerator Grant, the one on the screen currently, there is a little bit more opportunity to use it for like legal fees related to like IP or international contracts. That is a little bit more limited through STEP, but generally very similar eligible activities. So long as basically they're international business development related, with the purpose of the end result being exports and international sales. But of course, I can share the links to our program pages, which do outline the specific eligible activities for both programs.
Fantastic. And just a quick question also on the application process. If we're just roughly talking about like the application, how long does it typically take to to submit an application? Is that like very extensive, or like how does the process, what is the process like?
Yeah, so I would say that compared to other grants, this application process is much shorter. I would say typically it takes um 1 to 2 hours to fill out. And what we are asking about is like your company, your products, your services, what you're requesting funding for, why that's a good fit for your product or service, why that market is a good fit for your company, budget, and basically just to like provide justification why we should select and approve your application to be funded, and basically providing um information or justification that says, you know what, there's a really good chance of me having a good outcome from participating in this. And the outcome would be, again, international sales and exports.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you. All right. So we are moving on to the next one.
Perfect.
And again, if
Next,
you have questions, keep adding them to the chat. So we'll go to them. All
and I
right.
did want to mention, I just added the links to both of our program pages for STEP and AI Export in the chat, if people are interested in looking at the specific eligible activities for both programs.
Great.
Perfect. So the next program that I'm going to talk about is the Global Consultant Network. So I like to talk about this program in conjunction with the Advanced Industries Export Grant because they are funded through the same program at the state level, which is the Advanced Industries Accelerator. So the Global Consultant Network is basically a program where we assist Colorado companies by connecting them with consultants in different markets. So our team determines about 14 different strategic export markets for us. And so we have contracts with consultants in those markets. And so we connect Colorado companies with these consultants to either help with market entry services, which typically are like market research reports, or to help with in-market services, which could be like B2B agendas, partner identification, meeting logistics, translation services. And so we cover the cost of these projects. And so this is really a great opportunity for companies that, are just starting off in their export journey, or they're looking to enter a new market and they're looking for a little bit more assistance in entering that market. So again, this is a great opportunity. So basically companies would apply, we would review their application to make sure the like scope of work they're looking for is something that we can assist with and that our consultants can assist with. We send that application to our consultants in the market selected in the application. They review it. We set up a meeting between the company and our consultants. They chat, and basically we proceed with the project. At the end, the company receives, the market research report or the B2B agenda, whatever the scope of work is, and we cover the cost of the project. We do ask that companies apply for one specific country or market when they apply. And then if there's, funding availability, then we can explore the possibility of supporting a different project or a different like market exploration for that company.
Great. And the cycle is the same as the previous one?
Yes, the cycle is the same. The eligibility criteria is the same because this is funded through the Advanced Industries Export Grant. So all of the eligibility criteria will be the same for the Global Consultant Network and for the Advanced Industries Export Grant.
Great. All right. Perfect. All right. Now I'm gonna introduce one more grant that is actually also supported by OEDIT, but we, the World Trade Center Denver, have received the grant to offset the cost of the program called Global Trade Activator Accelerator. For short, it's GTA. So anytime I refer to GTA, know that that's the program I'm talking about. And first, I just kind of wanted to circle back on what Sophia was talking about. When you have already a specific question, right? So like a specific problem, there are different solutions. This program, the Global Trade Activator, it's encompassing of all, and we are working with our partners. So where you will go through a 4 months program to get you prepared for international expansion. So the amount is $6,000. It's that's the cost of the program for members, and it's a reimbursement. So you will get reimbursed after you complete the program. Participation in the program is a 4-month coaching program, and I'll go through the details in my next slide. We invite all companies, but this grant is specifically available for companies that are AI qualified companies. And Sophia has already mentioned the criteria, but I'll go through that as well. When I invite you to start on March 25th, because we only have it available until June 30th of 2024. So you do need to start before that date. And how to apply, it's actually very easy. You just need to schedule a meeting with me. So we'll go through the details. We'll go through, again, eligibility criteria, and we'll get you started. So let me tell you a little bit more about the program itself. It's Accelerator is a 4 months customized program designed specifically for companies that want to grow their international sales in existing markets or launch into new global market with confidence and strategic plan. The typical journey for a GTA participant looks like this. We will go through the readiness assessment first and learn about your goals and where you stand, because typically when we have companies come to us, they already have some international interest. And so we'll assess those goals. We'll see what those, where you want to go as a company. Then we'll schedule weekly one-on-one coaching sessions. Those are 1 hour long. And we will pick the training that we have available only specific to your needs again. So we'll pick and choose. And then depending on your needs, depending on the markets you're interested in, depending on the industry you are in, we will invite industry experts and do the introductions. We do offer and connect you again with different sources of funding. And at the end, you present that global trade plan. So once you present the global trade plan, you complete your program and you request the reimbursement. And that happens very quickly, within a week. This slide, I'm not going to go through all the details, but I just wanted to kind of show you the scope of the program. There are a lot of different modules available. And again, depending on your goals, depending on where you want to be and what the main objectives are right now for your specific company, we will pick and choose the courses and the modules. So then you have a customized plan that you're going through. But as you see here, there's, the modules that are specific for executive team, for the product team, for sales and marketing, for finance, for shipping and logistics. Again, because global business is, it touches all areas of your business. So it's great when the whole company is aligned on that plan and participating in that. I wanted to briefly kind of mention some of the company profiles. So hopefully that will give you an opportunity to recognize your company in this. So those are the companies that we worked with in the last, recently. So the bioscience companies, they have less than 5 employees. Again, I think this is what I want to show you, that you don't have to be big to go international. And the project that they're working on is entering a German market. So they've seen some interest from there. So now we are assessing that market. We are validating the market. We're collecting all the information. And again, looking at that from a strategic point of view to see, does that make sense for them to be, like what kind of presence they need to be in Germany? Is that supposed to be their hub? Or do they need just to be to find a distributor there? So, but that's the main goal that they came to us with. The second company, it's industrial machinery, industrial cleaning tools. They have 200 to 500 employees. So that's, as you see already, it's a much more established companies. They are already selling internationally. I think they're in 35 different countries. And their project is strategic expansion in Asia. So they already have some presence there, but they want to take advantage of those markets. And again, be a little bit more streamlined and strategic about it. Again, which market do they need to invest a little more? Where do they need to set up their hub, and what that looks like? So again, those are the things that we are working within the program for them. The third company is, again, it's a bioscience company that's, you see here, it's 10 to 50 employees. So again, it's a little bit bigger than the first one. And their goal was entering Canadian market and Mexico. Here's a couple of different ones as well here. Give me just 1 second. I'm so sorry. There is something happening here. I apologize. I don't know what that sound was. Just one more success story here. This company, in a moment, they were manufacturing mobile sensing systems for meteorological applications out of Longmont. They had 5 to 10 employees, and their main project when they came to us was how to work with China, because they had a lot of interest from China. They actually grew their sales by 400%. And right now the company got acquired, and that was the goal. So they're really, really happy with that.
Tanya, if I can jump in really quick too.
Yeah.
So both Spinster Sisters and Any Moment have gone through our STEP grant program, or our yes, through our STEP grant. So Spinster Sisters actually use the grant to help offset the cost of the labeling requirements in the Canadian market. So the specific labeling requirements to sell in that market. So that's what they use the grant for. So that's like one way, the grant can be used that's different from like attending a trade show or traveling. And then Any Moment did use the STEP grant to attend a trade show in, I want to say it was in Sweden, I believe. And so, yes, both really great examples of how they've been able to leverage the STEP grant to help with their international business development activities, and have seen good results from both of those uses.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you for providing that. And again, I just wanted to show that we work together, right? So you can take advantage of all these resources. And if I invite you to join our Global Trade Activator program, and then, we prepare you you have all the information ready to apply for all these other funding opportunities and participate in trade shows. and really skyrocket those international sales. All right, I think I just had the one last slide. I think this one was on again, AI eligibility, and Sophia, you already mentioned that, but those are the main criteria, and the industries here is advanced manufacturing, aerospace, bioscience, electronics, energy and natural resources, infrastructure, engineering, and technology and information. So with that, I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh, let me just show the last slide. Last slide is, so if you recognized your company in any of these programs and you think that you are eligible, we invite you to reach out to Sophia. You see her contact information here. I'll also follow up with the email where I'll provide that contact information so you can reach out directly to her. Or if you would like to, or if you're interested in Global Trade Activator, please schedule a meeting with me, and I would love to kind of walk you through the program again and see if that's the right fit for your company. All right, I'm gonna stop share now, and we'll open it up for questions. I see there are some of the names I know here, and some I don't. So feel free to actually, if you want, we can stop recording for now. So anybody, so people feel a little bit more comfortable, I'm gonna do that.